I think the 4 divisions as well are.
Oh, they're down in Africa. Right. Yeah, I forgot that that's actually something... Wait, does that go to Third International then? What happens to the colonial bits?
I honestly don't know. I don't know if there's a Portuguese government in exile or if it goes to the Third International.
I would imagine it probably goes to the Reichspakt, because Reichspakt is fighting them at the moment. Middle Africa is fighting Portugal.
Yeah. Does that mean Germany is at... Germany's not at war though. It just goes to the Middle Africans. Interesting. Have to keep an eye on that.
Siam gets a core on Upper Sham in Burma, but not the whole thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you, chat, for informing us.
Yeah, now they just need to take Porto. Doesn't look like they're particularly rushing to do that, though. In fact, they've left Lisbon unguarded, so Portugal might even go and retake it. Guatemala and Honduras fighting. Did Russia go Savinkov? They did, yes. I think they pretty much always do.
I think it's the only way just to avoid the Soviet Union 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Quite possibly.
Are they hoping to hold this to grind XP?
Well, they're not exactly fighting anything, so I don't think so. They're delaying it for some reason. Maybe to let Middle Africa finish their war?
Maybe?
So they're not exactly being quick about it.
No, it's the AI, so...
Savinkov's economic path is one that gives a lot of tank research bonuses, makes them cost less. That's why Russia always goes Savinkov in Kaiserreich. Apparently.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, they're grinding experience. The attacks and then the halts, then the attacks and the halts. That's typical grinding.
Indian War continuing.
Delhi's fallen.
Princely Federation managed to get Delhi. Because the Bharati Commune and the Princely Federation aren't at war right now, so it's up to the Princely Federation to try and cut off the commune. Finland going to Sweden here.
Finland.
Interesting.
So oh no, that was against Norway. I was going to say that Sweden was, when they were talking to us, asking about some of their direct invasion decisions that they start with. And I'm guessing that Finland was one of them, but they've not done anything against Norway because I think they're in the Third International already.
And it would cause a player war before the declaration time, which isn't allowed. Interesting to see Sweden grab Finland. In my previous group stage, I don't know if it was the same for you, but Russia actually grabbed Finland.
Yes, Russia usually does. I kind of like that Sweden does, because Sweden always kind of feels a little as a Reichspakt member.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, in the game last week, France lost to Germany, but traded Sweden. So France for most of that game was actually Sweden.
Interesting.
Yeah, not exactly a good trade, but hey, they did it.
Dutch Revolution.
The Dutch Revolution.
Sure, we now have the Bavatian Commune.
Batavian Commune. Yes.
It's a cool flag.
It is. I mean, it's basically just the Dutch flag with a little corner.
No, it's interesting to see the Dutch flag with a little corner. However, it does irk me that there is a little line of red under that, rather than burgeoning into the white.
That's true.
Oh, Austrian Empire. Okay, so they're going for the decentralized kingdom. Huzzah!
Well,
sorry, I'll do it for you because you can't hear it.
At the moment, it's the decentralized Austria, but that's actually because it does exactly the same thing as our Yugoslavia. They decentralize it so that all of those independent states build up their industries through the focuses, and then they unify.
And there goes the German declaration on the commune.
I don't know whether to cheer or to cry. Communist Dutch, but they're still Dutch.
Let's actually take a look at this, shall we? Because it seems like... Nope, no Germans were on the border.
I think they were probably hoping that the Dutch would declare war on them. But that is a lot of Germans moving very quickly.
Yes, moving faster than the Franco-Prussian War to get into position here.
Dutch did manage to take a few places. Aachen, Essen, although they're losing them straight away again. I think this was partially just so that the Dutch didn't have the entrenchment around Amsterdam, because they can be very difficult to root out there. And yeah, Wilhelmshaven. Dutch naval invasion.
Yep. But no, we've got trucks going around the back here.
Yeah.
Grisha here got a firm handle on it now that the war's going. In fact,
and there it goes, Amsterdam's fallen.
It could have been to draw the front line out to allow for this back door.
Yeah, I suspect it was. Although Rotterdam is guarded, and Rotterdam is notoriously difficult to take because it's sandwiched between two rivers.
Yes. However, they've got the other side of the river here, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. Nijmegen.
Nijmegen, just... Who's this? Oh, China have fallen.
That was a very quick reunification, so China's going to be very happy with that.
Yeah. So maybe they did back the right horse there. Well, the Shandong click on in.
No, they joined Vientiane.
Ah.
Which is why they usually support Shandong, because they can diplomatically annex them.
Okay. I see now.
Hence everyone being so confused as to why they were joining Nanjing, because Nanjing can't.
Yeah. This is a fantastic get here for the co-prosperity sphere, and will actually allow the Chinese to start kickstarting their industry. I wonder if we'll see them just focus infantry and guns. It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
I think that's pretty much all they can do, isn't it? Infantry and guns. Just 40 combat with stacks of troops.
Yep. Infantry equipment 1, just like up until the mid-game.
Yeah, because you're basically there just to fill in the lines everywhere else. Although, considering the amount of manpower that CoPro can push out, you probably didn't even need them for that role, because you've also got India and Russia to do the same, although Russia's industry is probably going to be firmly focused on heavy tanks.
Yeah, Russia needs to be the tank commander, and you just need Chinese and Princely Federation troops to just flood the gaps. It's exactly what the Tucans did in Group A stage, their winning stage. Had a Russian heavy tank divisions push the way through, get those salients, get those breakthroughs, and then they just got collapsed on by Chinese infantry, just through every little nook and cranny, and that's how we saw the massive Ukrainian surround that took 2 million Reichspakt casualties.
And Siam just kind of support role with Japan doing the air, I guess.
It was in the previous stage. It was Siam actually was the air controller.
Oh yeah, of course.
Siamese
I think that's a better division of labour because
Japan Navy.
Yeah. Because in my game, Japan did nothing at sea, absolutely zero, and I think that was seriously to their detriment.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, I agree there. Japanese naval controller, Siamese air controller, and then the other three just, we are the front line.
Exactly. Maybe with like Japanese Marines, but even then, like if you go full naval controller, you don't even want to be taking land doctrines. It's research time you could be spending on better boats.
No, and if so, because Siam has a lot of manpower, you could always get them to do the Marines or the or paratroopers if they're the air controller for Japan's sake. And just or have one of these other nations make the Marines and then expeditionary force them to Japan.
That would be an even better idea. Yeah. China, seeing as they'll just have so many divisions out.
Absolutely. So look at that. You reunified China pretty much.
Very nice.
CoPro is starting to look very scary, especially as how set back the Entente were with the American Civil War.
Yeah, and once this peace deal is done, can we take a look at the factions map mode? And we'll take a look at how the world is looking. Actually, they haven't started joining the factions yet, so it's a bit harder to see.
Yes.
But CoPro is basically everything east of the Caucasus.
Yeah.
With the exception of Iran and Afghanistan.
But Russia does get its claims on that.
Yep.
Of course, this is Reichspakt.
Yeah, most of the Balkans and then also Central Europe, so Bohemia, Galicia, Lodomeria. Mm-hmm. And then we have... Well, actually, the thing that hasn't happened yet is the Italian reunification.
No. I will also say, one thing that is in favour of the Reichspakt team is how close together all of their player nations are and how much they can support each other, which does go in favour of Team Micro. These are our... I wanted to say professional Hoi players. That's essentially what they are. They are, at this point, professional Hoi players. These are our... Well, I mean, we've got a second in the world, rated second in the world. Hoi... What's it called? A multiplayer player here. Playing in Germany and the Reichspakt. So even though they don't have a full understanding of the Kaiserreich world like the other teams do, being so close together, having so much industry, that's still going to be scary. And if they can use that to their advantage, that's going to be a sight to behold as well. I think we're really looking forward to an interesting World War II in this scenario. It's going to be massive.
Who did they play as in the preliminaries, out of interest?
I want to say they were CoPro as well. That would be a question for the 1-2. Because
I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, me either. So we know that one team from every faction won. In my game it was Entente, in your game it was...
It was CoPro, so it must have been Reichspakt.
I think they were Reichspakt again.
Interesting.
So they have got some experience in that. And Reichspakt is definitely the one that needs to know the least about Kaiserreich, I would say, except maybe for Austria.
They were third international.
Oh, 3i? Okay. Yeah, 3i or Reichspakt would be the easiest for vanilla players playing Kaiserreich multiplayer. Because as Entente, you really need to understand how the strategy works. And for CoPro as well, because you need to be able to work the Chinese Civil War correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of decisions, a lot of events to navigate for both the CoPro and the Entente in this scenario. The others, not so much. More so, I think, the 3i, in terms of difficulty going through decisions and focuses and world events, because the Reichspakt has a lot of the effects of Black Monday.
Yes, and they also need to do the Austrian unification and the Bulgarian Balkan Civil War.
I wonder if we'll see Bulgaria attack the Ottomans soon.
They haven't so far, which I think is actually to their detriment, because one of the reasons Bulgaria is so strong is because they can take all of the chromium. Not just some of the chromium, but all of it.
The chromium.
Because it's in Greece and it's also in Turkey.
Yes, absolutely. And I think they need to be getting on that, but they're not.
I mean, they do have a line drawn up against the Ottomans, but that's as far as they've got.
Dominion of India on its last legs here. I wonder how this war is going to go.
And yes, it was confirmed they were 3i, because college was Union of Britain.
Awesome.
And yes, a whole bunch of the Reichspakt team will be streaming right now. So if you're interested in seeing some of the actual player perspectives, then they are available. Do we have a list of those?
It's just Grisha and high school that are streaming.
College.
It's on the... Oh, sugar college. See, I will forever refer to college as high school, because when I first met him, he was that guy from high school rather than that guy from college. He's since, gotten older in the, 5 years that I've met the guy over the internet. But, is Golden actually streaming as well? Okay, that wasn't tweeted out by the Kaiserreich Weekly Twitter, but there was a link to 2 of those streams on the Twitter account for Kaiserreich Weekly.
And they also had in the just tournament overview, if I can find it, the various streams, but I'm now struggling to find it. Give me a moment. I'm sure I will.
It's fine. My hair at the moment is like I'm haloed by sunlight. You can't see this, Mordred, but stream can, where I've got just a crack of light bursting through my windows in my glorious west-facing house. So
Oh yeah, I can see it. I'll just pull up the stream and you're there.
yeah, that's how you can see my face. But it's kind of very quiet worldwide now.
Yeah, once the Civil Wars have really died down, there's always a bit of a lull.
They actually managed to get Trickster on mucking Popov from this grind against the Domkaben Union. They got Trickster and Engineer. Engineer just popped as we looked, and Ranger.
Well, Ranger's a nice one to have.
Ranger,
and there we go,
Winter
now they're attacking.
And now they're pushed. They were just waiting on that.
Yep.
And, oh wow, he just got Panzer Leader.
Very nice. Level
And
4
there's
for
adaptable
attack supply.
because they started with the Winter Special. Look
Yeah,
at
so spinning.
adaptable is such a good trait, and I will say it gets even better in the Barbarossa.
Oh, because it modifies the combat width?
No, it not only that, it's the hot and cold acclimatization.
Ah, right. Okay, so the tournament streamers... Oh no, it is listed. So we have us doing this commentary. Grisha Putin is doing it. That guy from college is doing it. Golden's doing it. And Teresa is doing it. That Teresa guy is Theresa May.
Okay, so
So Reichspakt perspective, International perspective, and then everyone. There is nothing from CoPro or Entente.
just only what we cover. But this is there's going to be a very solid general there in the for the Russians. Did they manage to get anything on Mikhail Jostikov? No.
One thing I'm curious about: how are the American generals looking? Because they're the only one to really benefit from the Civil War. Is the generals for the US? Can't speak because they have no divisions. Interesting.
Where have all the divisions gone?
Probably disbanded them to get equipment. Are they lend-leasing anything to anyone? Yes. To Australasia, to Brazil, and to Canada. No, to France.
We've already got John Nancy Garner as well. So no, thingy Roosevelt.
4% stability.
Yeah, it's not looking. That's not a great record right now, is it?
I mean, they are coming down from a civil war, so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, Union of India has just lost.
Yep, and if the Princely Federation cut off the Bariatric Commune will probably opt to take nothing in this peace deal. I'm surprised they left those squares.
I think by the rules they have to, because they didn't occupy. Although it's an AI war, so I'm not sure if that's still true. Anyway, Princely Federation is now looking rather more hench, and will probably be turning on Baratia very, very shortly.
Yeah. Contangian lines here against the Shandong. Oh, and Indo-Chinese Union won.
Yep.
That's something.
That's because Third International volunteers right there. Oh, Insulindia is fighting against Dutch East Asia.
Yes, they are.
Insulindia is another one that can join Third International, and it's a really good one for them to have, because that's a source of rubber and oil.
Absolutely, yes. And they seem to be doing all right. Is that Pentangian troops helping insular India?
That makes
no sense.
Actually, I don't think they really care who wins in that one. They'll attack whoever.
Yeah.
No, in fact, they want Insulindia to win because Dutch East Indies usually joins Entente. Insulindia is usually independent, or they're not Entente, in which case Third International doesn't really have any way of defending them.
That's true.
So I'm not surprised by that.
Portuguese war still going on.
Finding that experience wherever possible.
Mm-hmm. America, 163 factories. Germany, 229. Just looking at the factories of the main players here. 84 from the Russians. 51 from the Fentangian government. 99 from Japan. The Union of Britain is on 121. France, 159. That's a good going from the Commune of France. 45 in the French Empire. 71 in Spain. Oh, another one to check. Ireland. 36 in Ireland. Pretty good. And finally, Brazil on 60. Canada on 108. That's pretty good for the Dominion of Canada.
Dutch East Indies apparently already are in the Entente. So does that mean the Entente are fighting into India at the moment?
They are indeed.
Yes. Interesting.
Have they sent troops?
Not as yet.
Yes.
No, yes, they have.
Austrians.
Australasia has.
Austrians. Australians. Australasians. There we go. My God.
And I think that makes a lot of sense because this is basically the front line for the Australasians against the CoPro. And one of the things that Australasia is terrified of is they are probably the most isolated nation in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They are on their own in very much CoPro territory. Which is why in my last game it was such a shame that Japan just did nothing with the navy, because they could probably have just blockaded the living daylights out of Australasia. And probably invaded them. I think Spain's being slow about the Portugal War because they want a white peace with Middle Africa to fire so they can puppet Angola and Mozambique. So Third International would then have pockets of power in Africa.
Interesting take. Interesting take.
Princely Fair declared war on Baratia, so that is the Indian Civil War hotting up again. And the Dominion, sorry, the Princely Fair immediately pushing across the border.
No, it's the opposite way around, I think, isn't it? I think these are defensive.
You were right.
Look at this.
So the Princely Federation immediately absorbing a load of attacks.
5535. Organizer, Trickster, Engineer, Panzer Leader, Commando, Ranger, Urban Assault Specialist. Urban Assault Specialist is brilliant on a Panzer Commander, honestly. This is the one I was talking about. The movement, attack, and defense in urban environments.
For tanks especially is very, very useful.
Very useful. Commando is also lovely. The outer supply.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, now they're counter-attacking and now they are just punching across because the Baratian troops were low on organisation because they were just attacking.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is very good.
And they've already cut off 5 divisions there in the north. No, they haven't. Nepal's on Baratia's side.
Is this the only war going on other than down here? It is, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We're very much in the calm before the storm. October
Absolutely.
38.
What's the date that the World Grid can officially fire?
June 39.
So under a year.
Yep. Yeah, I kept on thinking it was January 39, but it's not. It's June.
It's June. Do you know what we should do? We should get a poll in chat to see who chat thinks is going to win at the moment, at this stage of the competition, now that we are just 2 hours and 31 minutes in.
That is a very good idea. You going to set that up, or shall I? I can do it.
Okay, you can do it. Sure. While I continue to look at this Princely Federation assault into the Bayreuth commune on that never-ending march to Calcutta. Actually, a pushback here from the commune, slightly now near Jagdalpur.
What's the question here? Who do we think is winning at the moment?
Yeah,
who's in the best position?
Yeah, who's in the best position to win? And I think the Entente are going to keep the Dutch East Indies this game. Oh, wow. That's French rocket artillery division coming over there.
Yes! Oh, thank you. So that is probably the French rocket artillery marines that I was talking about. They did that. France did that specifically last session, and they were freaking astonishing. They are really good units because what they do is they start with motorized rocket artillery and marines, and then they upgrade the marines to amphibious mechanized.
Oh yeah,
And it is an amazing template.
We had an topic discussion about this because me and you were talking in the week about our games, and we were just like, oh yeah, it was just. Yeah, I saw some really good. I was talking about how those Russian teams getting modern tanks out in 43, and you were saying, "Oh no, these essentially." what would be like a French name for like by wind and sea, or something like? I'm just trying to think of like a spin-off of like a Wirbelwind, but in Amtrak form. What would be a good
track? Oh no. Anyway, yes, Dutch East Indies do indeed remain in Entente hands, which means the Entente maintains their control over rubber and oil. I mean, they have the USA for the oil, but rubber in particular.
But that's going to be good for the Australasian Confederation being able to secure an oil source very close to them, because Australasian Confederation starts with an oversized navy from the Weltkrieg, the first Weltkrieg, as part of it, the part of the history. So Australia's got a pretty big navy. Essentially, is because what happens with at the end of the Weltkrieg in terms of the Commonwealth is Canada gets the monarchy, and Australia gets the navy from that. So they've got a pretty big navy, and having a closer supply route to a lot of oil and rubber is going to help them out.
Okay, the poll is in, and Co-Prosperity Sphere. Not very many people have a lot of confidence in them. Only 7% at the moment. Then Third International came in with a 27%. And weirdly, top place, joint Entente and Reichspakt.
We've got the Italian reunification wars happening with an invasion of Sicily here in the background. This is fantastic. The last time I saw this war, the Italians made no attempt to get any naval invasions to break up these front lines. But what has happened this time is they're actually at war with the Milanese pocket as well at the same time as they are with Rome. Hello, the 2-1. You seem to have joined us again.
Hey guys. So here on the 1st of January, we are going to be rehosting because we need to edit the save to add Sweden to the Reichspakt.
Okay.
Okay, no worries.
Sounds good. And also, Midge, it occurs to me, are we playing with a delay?
I am unsure.
I don't think we are. So when we do the rehost, I think we should also take the stream down and add a 2-minute delay, just to be on the safe side.
Absolutely. No worries.
Cool. So we're going to be doing that during the break here.
Mm-hmm.
So in about 7 days' time, 1 week. Game time, obviously.
I didn't run with the delay last time, but I guess that's understandable for the final to need one.
Yeah, they ask for a minimum of 1 minute, and I usually do 2, just to be safe. And it also means that we can be a lot more confident about like showing off research and focuses.
Mm-hmm.
Still can't do the templates until the war actually starts, but yeah, it's just a bit fairer, just in case. Like, nobody should be stream sniping, but we can't be sure they're not. And Chiron, did you manage to get in touch with the 1-2 as well? Otherwise, I will get you his
Absolutely
Discord.
No harm in being careful, chat. You are completely correct. So yes, there will be a short break in the stream for that. But don't go anywhere, because we will be right back. The game has not. There we go. So we will be right back while this rehosts and we get that delay set up. Use this time, grab yourself a drink, stretch, go to the bathroom if you need to, and we will see you in a moment.
Okay.